that are fixed in a distance from the center.
which they make a circle. Fine.
Yes.
Okay. I want from everyone now to take a note
about a circumference and circles. A circumference is a closed curve where all points are at the same distance from the center. See it? Here, we can observe that all points on the circumference are at the same distance to the center. If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be a circumference, but rather something strange, don't you think? Well, now we know what a circumference is, it is really easy to understand what a circle is, as a circle is a circumference and its interior.
Is there anyone can tell me what is the difference between a circumference and the circle? What is the difference between a circumference and the circle?
I know.
Hmm.
The circumference is she said in the video that it is a closed curve, but the circle it doesn't have the radius or diameter the circle is only a circle. It doesn't do anything.
Now,
But the
please,
circumference,
Ibrahim, concentrate again. Concentrate, ya Ibrahim. Yes, Ward. Ward, what is the difference between the circumference and the circle?
A circumference is a circle that has a dot in the middle, and all sides come from it to the border of the circle,
Uh-huh.
and all the length of the sides that come from the center are all the same length to the center.
Mm-hmm.
If they were all different
You are
sides,
talking about the circle. Please raise your voice. You are talking about the circle or the circumference?
the circumference.
The circumference. Now, please concentrate with me, Kida. Listen.
Miss, can you play the video from the beginning?
Yes, yes, please. Listen.
A circumference and circles. A circumference is a closed curve where all points are at the same distance from the center.
So, what is the circumference? What is the circumference? Grade 7.
It is a closed curve that has a center, and all the distance between the center to the anywhere is the same.
Amazing, Ibrahim. Amazing. Who can say again? Who can say again what the meaning of circumference? Marwa, where are you? Gasser. Rahma. Rahma, what the meaning of circumference, ya Rahma?
It's any circle that have no
No, I'm not told. No, take care, please. We said the definition for the circumference. Did you watch it? Did you watch it, ya Rahma?
Yes, miss, I can't hear you.
Okay, what's the meaning of circumference? Circumference is what I didn't say to calculate the circumference. I'm talking about the meaning for the word circumference.
It's a curved circle that have
Listen,
the middle.
it is a curved circle. You can say curved circle.
No,
And
it's
the
a
last
curved
time, I'm going to play the video again. So please take your note and tell me what the meaning of circumference. Again.
A circumference is a closed curve where all points are at the same distance from the center.
What the meaning of circumference?
Miss, can I say it?
Yes.
Miss, can I say it?
Oh, Gasser?
Yes.
Yes, go on, ya Gasser.
The enclosing boundary of a curved geometric figure, especially a circle.
What did you say? This is the definition which we watch it now together?
No, it is
Circumference.
a closed curve that have the same distance from the center.
Thank you, Abdurrahman. Thank you. Gasser, could you please say again? What the circumference means? It is a closed, huh? It is a closed. Abdurrahman, say again, please, to let Gasser listen to you.
A closed curve that have the same distance from the center.
From the center of the circle or from a fixed point on the circle. And they should be all have same distance from this center. Okay, Kareem, again, what the meaning of the word circumference?
It is a closed curve that all the points are the same length from the center.
From the same length from the center. Now, all the classes will concentrate to know what is the difference between circumference and the circle. So we said circumference, it is a closed curve which has the same distance from a fixed point on the circle. Please watch.
See it? Here, we can observe that all points on the circumference are the same distance to the center. If it wasn't like that, it wouldn't be a circumference, but rather something strange, don't you think? Well, now we know some.
Did you see this figure? This represent a circle? This
No.
represent a circle? Why?
No.
Why?
Because all the points from the center are not the same sides.
Thank you, because all the sides of the length of all the sides which comes from the center, they have different length. So this one will not represent a circle. Thank you, Awad.
Things strange, don't you think? Well, now we know what a circumference is. It is really easy to understand what a circle is, as a circle is a circumference and its interior.
What is the circle?
Miss, can you say it?
Yes, please.
It's a circumference that
The circle is what?
full. It's
Who will tell me what is the circle? Zaina.
Can I say?
Zaina.
Yes.
The circle,
Yes, I'm here.
Yes,
I'm here.
yes, please.
Okay. The circle is the circumference and its interior.
Thank you so much. It is the circumference and its interior. Thank you so much, Zaina. So the circle is the circumference and its interior. So we said that we have a circumference and we have a circle. Who can tell me the two definition again, please? What is the difference between circumference and the circle? Ruqayya, you are here? Ruqayya,
Yes.
could you please tell me what is the difference between circumference and the circle? You can't?
Miss, can I guess it?
Gasser?
Yes.
Yes, okay, go on.
Circle is يعني
I said take a note. While we are working, please take a note, grade 7. Please take a note. We said till now the difference between circle and circumference. Who? Muhammad, go on, ya Muhammad.
A circle is a shape with a circumference. It tells us what is the length of the circle.
No, ya Muhammad. Please concentrate, ya Muhammad.
Can I say both?
Who?
Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Yes, ya Ibrahim. Go on, Habibi.
The circumference is a closed curve that has a center and all edges are equal.
The length from the center to the circumference are the same. Yes, and the circle is
the circumference of the entire.
Its circumference and inside the circle. Thank you, Ibrahim. So we will continue.
Perfect. Really easy to understand what a circle is, as a circle is a circumference and its interior. Perfect. Presenting a red circle. Simple, isn't it? And now let's learn about the elements that make up a circumference.
We will talk about what now?
The elements about the
that make up the circumference.
Yes, so we will talk about the elements which the circle consists of. Talk about what now, ya Ahmed?
The element of the circle.
The element of the circle. Please take a note and then I will back to ask you again.
Isn't it? And now let's learn about the elements that make up a circumference. The center is the point which is at the same distance to any other point from the circumference.
So the first element was
The
Center.
center.
The center.
the center of the circle.
center.
Yes, very good. Now what is the center?
It's
Center is
point in the middle of the circle and they have the same distance of
about
all.
Same distance. Very good. Let's listen again. Take a note.
The same distance to any other point from the circumference.
So it is again
it
The
have any
same other
distance from
point,
the
the same
other
distance from
distances
any
in the
other
distance.
point.
circle.
same distance from the center to any point lies on the circumference. So this is the center of the circle. Let's continue. Take a note.
The diameter is the distance across the circle through the center. Perfect.
The second one is
Diameter
The
is
diameter.
line across the
diameter.
center.
Yes,
I like the segment that passes through
The
the
center
circle.
across the
very good.
circle
Yes,
that pass
A
through
line
the
that goes
point.
from
it is a line
That pass through the
towards
center.
the
pass
center.
through the center. Thank you so much. So this is called what?
Diameter.
Diameter.
Very good.
This segment is the diameter. And the radius of a circle is the distance from the center of a circle to any point on the circle. Fantastic. These are the three most important elements in a circumference.
So what's the three most important elements on the circle? What is the most
The diameter and radius.
Radius and center.
Yes, the diameter, center, and
The radius.
the radius. Thank you.
The center, diameter, and radius. But there are another three elements we should learn about.
We have another three elements. Do you expect that we have another three elements?
No.
Huh?
No.
Chord
There is
is a line between
So we have the next one is a chord. Concentrate.
Chord.
2 points on the circumference, which does not go through the center.
What this which we are talking about is what?
The chord.
the
It's
chord
like
that
the diameter, but
passes
it don't
the
get
circle, but
through
without
Going
touching the
across.
center.
It will not
the
pass through the center of the circle. Very good.
Arc is the part of the circumference
The next part is
Arc.
arc. So
Arc.
what is the arc?
The part of the circle from
A part of the circumference. Amazing, Abdurrahman Sobh. A part of the circumference. Yes.
which is in between 2 points. And the circular sector is the proportion of the circle which is inside the area, which lies in between 2 radiuses and the arc. It looks like a slice of cheese, doesn't it?
So what is the third one is what?
Is the two
circular sector.
Circular
The circular
sector. Thank you, Adam. Yes, circular sector. Very good.
Well, now we know all the elements in the circumference. But let's go over them one more time so we don't forget. Let's start with the first 3 most important ones. The center, diameter, and radius. And now the next 3. Chord, arc, and circular sector, which is the one that looks like cheese. Goodbye, friends. And
did you understand this one?
To find the circumference of any circle, by multiplying pi times the circle's diameter, that will tell you what the distance is all the way around that circle. So we are going to substitute pi with the value 3.14 and multiply that by 2.5.
So what is the value of pi, grade 7? What is the value of pi?
3.14.
3.14 hundredths. And pi represent the relation between what? Pi represent a ratio between what? Yes, I know it's pi, but pi represent, it's a fixed amount, right? It's a fixed ratio between the length of the circumference and the diameter of a circle. Then, to say that you want to calculate pi from where they discovered the ratio of pi, it's a standard ratio or it's a variable? It's a standard ratio, which means every time we have the same value, or it could be changed.
It can change.
Pi, it can change.
No,
No,
it can't. It's a
we can't.
standard value.
Yes, it's a standard value. Yes, so the pi, it's a standard value, which is equal. Which is
3.14.
22 over 7 or 3.14 hundredths. Okay?
Can I say something?
Yes, sure.
3.14, we use it when we want to get at the diameter, but when there is we want to see what the radius. So we if there is in table 7 the circle, if
Okay.
in the table 7, so we're gonna put it by 22 over 7.
So this is when you will start, thank you, Ibrahim. This is when you will start to calculate the circumference already, right? But my question now, what the meaning of pi? What the meaning of pi? I'm not talking about the value of pi. I said what the meaning of pi. Okay? Then, did you see the length of the circumference? Did you see the circumference here around the circle? You see it?
Yes.
And this is what?
Diameter.
Diameter, okay? So, if the length of the diameter, the circumference was 22, and we found the length of the diameter, they found that the ratio between the length of the circumference and the length of the diameter always 22 over 7. Okay, so for any circle, if you will find the ratio between the length of the circumference and the diameter, every time it will be a standard ratio. This ratio is called pi. Understood? So what the meaning of pi? I'm talking about the pi, this symbol which is in front of you. What the meaning of pi? Pi is what? It is a ratio between what? Pi.
Diameter and the circle.
No, the circumference over diameter. So the pi, it is a ratio between the circumference and diameter. If we want to calculate the circumference with this circle, so we have two rules to calculate the circumference. Pi times diameter, in case if you have diameter in the question directly, then you will multiply diameter by pi, or in case if you have a radius, so do we have another rule for the circumference?
Yes, multiply
Yes.
2.
It will be multiplied by 2, which means it will be pi time or 2 by r, right? 2 by
Yes.
r to calculate the circumference of the circle. So let's watch the video and then I will back to ask you again. So we said that we have how many rules to calculate the
So after we
circumference?
multiply the
Two.
values
Two.
together, that will tell us what the distance is all the way around our circle. So starting off with the number 5, 5 times 4 is 20, carry our 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, and 5 times 3 is 15. Now that we are done with this place value, I'm going to write a 0 in that same place value in the next row, and then multiply 2 times 4, which is 8. 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 3 is 6. Zero plus 0 is 0. 7 plus 8 is 15. Carry our 1. 5, 2, and 1 is a total of 8. And 6 plus 1 is 7. Now make sure you put your decimal in the correct place. To figure out where your decimal goes, look at all of the decimals that you have in the original problem. After this decimal, we have 2.
So now you know how we can calculate the circumference of the circle, right? So how we will calculate the circumference of the circle, grade 7?
The diameter,
I
we
time
use
two.
by
By
multiplied
time diameter, in case
diameter.
if we have the diameter, and
We
2
multiply them.
by r in case if you will give us what? The radius, right? Now I
Yes.
want everyone, please open your book, page 267. Please open your book, page 267.
This I opened.
Yes, please. The rest of the class. Kareem, did you open your book? Kareem, did you open your book? So we said that we are talking about example in our book, page 267. Yes, yeah, Kareem. Kareem.
In this one, he gave us the radius, so we will multiply it by 2.
Oh, we will multiply it by 2. So please read the question, كده Kareem. The circular pond.
Okay. A pond has a circumference of 628 feet. A model boat is
Just second. He gave us in this question. He said that the circumference was how many? The
628.
circumference is 628. Okay, continue. 600.
A model boat.
Yes.
A model boat is moving directly across the pond along a radius at a rate of 5 feet per second.
628.
Stop, please.
How long?
Stop. He said that we have a radius, right? He said that we have a radius,
Yes.
right? I'm so sorry. Directly across the pond along a radius at a rate of 5 feet per second. Yes, 5 feet per second. Continue.
How long does it take the boat to get from the edge of the pond to the center?
Okay, so in this one, he want to calculate what? He want to calculate what in this question? We have to find what at the beginning? We have to find what?
To find
the radius. Yes, so we have to find the radius in this question. He said that a circular pond has a circumference of 628 feet. A model boat is moving directly across the pond. Okay, so we can imagine that we have, so this one is the pond. Okay, and he wants to move across the pond. So we have a circumference already. He said that the circumference already around this pond is how many? The circumference was 628. Okay, and he said along a radius at a rate of 5 feet per second. How long does it take the boat to get from the edge of the pond to the center? So we want to take from the edge of the pond from here to the center of the circle. We want to know how long. So first we have to calculate the radius for this question. Already he gave us the circumference, then 628 equal, we are looking for pi, right? For r. Then we will use the second rule. It will be 2 times. The value of pi is 3.14 times r. We want to calculate what in this question, grade 7? We want to calculate what?
The radius.
The radius. So we will divide 628 divided by 2 times 3.14. Then LR, it will be approximately equal 100. Okay, so approximately it will be 100 feet. So this is the radius. He said at the beginning that it takes how long? 5, at a rate of 5 feet per second, right? It takes 5 feet per second. So if we can put a relation between the feet and seconds. He said that she can take, or it can take 5 feet per 1 second. So we want to know in hundreds. feet, it will take how many seconds? So how we will calculate it? It will be 100 multiplied by 1 divided by 5. So it will take 20 seconds. Okay, so in this case, for circumference, we can use circumference to solve questions. And in this case already, he said that he gave us the circumference, it was 628 feet. A model pod is moving directly across the bone along a radius at a rate of 5 feet per second. For this reason, we found at the beginning the radius and how we will calculate the radius if we want to calculate the radius. So we can say circumference divided by 2 pi. We can write the rules. If you want to calculate the radius, how you will calculate the radius if you have the circumference? How you will calculate the radius?
2 by r.
Circumference 2 by r. But if you want to calculate a radius, it will be
Circumference
divided by 2 pi. Divided by 2 pi. If you have the diameter already, so it will be circumference divided
the diameter
by.
will be 200.
What did he say? I'm sorry?
The diameter will be 200. Because I will multiply the radius by 2, it will be 200.
No, for this question, you mean?
For the last question that